Getting predictable traffic to your offers is getting harder and more expensive than ever. How do you find your ideal clients and bring them into your offer without spending a fortune to do it? Well, there's a way that you can actually get paid using a good funnel marketing strategy, and I'm going to share that with you here in this video. Stay tuned. I'm Mike Connolly, and I'm a marketing strategist and copywriter, and I'd like to share with you how some very successful marketers today are using a funnel strategy that is actually paying them to acquire their ideal clients. And some of them have been doing this for years. This isn't really anything new, but smart marketers understand this and really make use of this strategy. So what is this all about? Well, the way that you do that is you actually have to have a stack of 3 sales funnels. And that's probably the easiest way to break it down in a simple fashion. Of course, there's a lot of variations on that, and whatever works for you is going to work for you. So you want to test and see what works best in your industry and your market. But if we think of it as a fundamental set of 3 chunks, then each one is leading your ideal customer or client into a more valuable offer that you can provide for them, then I think that's the easiest way to think about it. So let's start at what we'll call the very top of your funnel, or maybe a different way to look at it is the bottom of your value ladder. Okay, so this value ladder, they ascend into greater and greater value with you. But this would be where someone starts the journey into doing business with you. They discover something online that intrigues them, and they say, okay, well, I think this solves a problem that I've got, and I want to learn more. Now, that could be a book. That's really one of the very best ways to do that these days. And I don't mean a free ebook. I mean a paid book, something that is going to be almost an impulse item, where if they're very clear that it solves a problem, they don't, mind shelling out a few bucks just to get that book. Now, it could be a free shipping with offer, or a free shipping, a free book with shipping, where you're paying right for the shipping cost. And then they get a physical book. That is one way to do it. Another way to do that is you can actually just have a reduced price for the book, let's say $4.95. And what they're getting is a PDF file of the book and an audio recording. Okay, so they can get instant access to it rather than have to wait. And those are a couple of different ways to structure it. You could also, in fact, have some kind of a hybrid where you're going to send them the physical book. And you're also going to give them instant access. So there's a number of ways you can do that. But the point is, this is something that is not just a book about information or teaching necessarily. It's something that solves a very specific problem. So, for instance, one of my clients is in the real estate investing niche, and we're talking about writing a book that would have a title, something along the lines of How I Retired at Age 40 Through Real Estate Investing, right? This is something that his audience is very interested in doing, and a sort of a story about how he did that could be interesting to them, and at the same time provide a way for them to follow that same path. The benefit of having that book, a paid item at the very beginning of your funnel, is that you are now not dealing with just tire kickers. You're dealing with people who have actually paid you. And there's a psychological shift that happens when somebody's given you money. You're talking to and nurturing customers, not just, freebie seekers. So that's stage 1, is some kind of initial offer that's very easy, a very low hurdle for them to cross, and discover a little bit more about you. Now, what happens in the process of consuming the thing that they just purchased from you is they get to know you, they get to like what you're saying and the way that you're saying it. Hopefully that's the idea. And they get to a point where they believe that you can help them. Now, of course, they haven't really invested with your product or service yet, but the idea is they're in a more ready state. And so in the process of making that purchase, of course, you're going to have their contact information. So now you can follow up with them, which leads to stage 2 in this value ladder, this 3 funnel set that you're going to create. And that really entails a more detailed experience with you. A webinar, could be a perfect example of that, perhaps a video sales letter. And in that, they're going to have a much more in-depth understanding of how to solve a problem that they have. They're going to see that you're quite capable of solving that. And at the end, because you'll be presenting them an offer to do that for them, either through a do-it-yourself or a do-it-with-you, or maybe perhaps even a done-for-you type of service or product that is certainly going to be more of a considered purchase due to the price and the value that that they're going to be getting in exchange. It's a step up from that initial offer. So that's stage 2. And by the time that they get to that point, they're more of what we would call a warm prospect or a warm contact, right? Whereas the initial stage, before they even encountered your book, they were what we might call a cold contact. And now that, let's say, they've decided to invest with you in the second stage, you have a third place that they can go, again, ascending this value ladder, in which they're going to have the opportunity to gain personal access to you. And that's one of the most valuable things. Once they've come to believe that you can solve their problem and that really you're the best solution for their problem, a few, not everyone, but a few people who go through that journey will want more, and they'll be happy to pay for it. And this is where, in your business, this really can be the way to pay for a lot of your expenses. Now, actually, in the process of purchasing the book, and maybe a small order bump and or upsell, right along with that, it could be that right at that point, you're already getting paid to acquire a prospect. But at this final stage where they're engaging in a more intimate access to you in the highest value of the value ladder, that is going to pay a lot of bills right there. And of course, the price can be considerably higher than your core offer, the one in the middle of the value ladder. So those are really the 3 funnels that I suggest you use if you would like to be paid to acquire clients for your business. And I hope you get a lot of value out of that. I hope you find that really helpful. So if you did, please subscribe to the channel here. Provide just thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever, honest feedback. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you had a similar experience? What are you doing to acquire customers or clients at a reasonable price, or even get paid to do it? So I'd love to hear from you on that, and I hope you found this helpful. We'll see you in the next video.